Businesses want more information now than ever before. Well, be careful what you wish for. Imagine a world where everything is interconnected, everything talking to everything, everything sharing their bit of information in their own way. Welcome to my world and our journey of trying to make sense of it all. Hi, my name is Emmanuel and I am one of the solution architects and developers here at THL Digital. We are tasked with improving driver safety and experience for both our customers and staff alike. A scalable cloud infrastructure, latest technologies, and a hand-picked selection of hardware are at the heart of our success. In this presentation, I will detail the problem, challenges, and solutions in our journey. Our infrastructure is powered by AWS with ECS clusters for our compute and NLB powering our networking infrastructure. For data ingest, we use Kinesis Streams, while S3 is used for data archival along with a variety of other services. But this is MongoDB Live and not here to talk about AWS. After self-hosting MongoDB for a couple of years, we decided to let the professionals MongoDB take care of our clusters. This allowed us to take advantage of the other services like Realm Apps, Sync, Triggers, Functions, to name just a few. Put all these building blocks together, and we are able to complete our data journey. And what a journey it has been, full of all kinds of fun challenges, with one standing above the rest. That challenge is data, and in particular the amount of data, with almost 500,000 data points per minute at peak. Let me take you on a journey from source to how an end user or customer would see this. Here is a sample data packet from one of our telematics units. It's about 200 to 300 bytes long. You're probably thinking that's not really a lot to look at. Decrypting and decompressing this yields a lot of useful information from the ECU, and tons of other sensors attached to the hub. This information alone is useful in a general telematics sense, but we wanted more than just a simple telematics platform. We built a highly scalable and hardware-agnostic one to meet our own and hopefully others' needs. Normally, telematics platforms update once every couple of minutes, but we increased that to about every second or so for our data packets, with some sensors providing 100 millisecond data like the accelerometer. Such a high resolution is necessary to be able to plot or recreate events such as crashes, which are invaluable for police and insurance companies. But this frequency is also very important for eventing based on the data. Here's an example. If you were to cross into a dangerous geofence like a low bridge, you as a driver would rather know as soon as possible, not 1 minute later after you probably got stuck or worse hit the said bridge. All those bytes now add up, and processing them in closer to real time is beginning to look like a challenge, especially if you have a very tight budget forced upon you. Here's where the cloud services come to the rescue. Let's start with the requirements. It must be scalable and able to respond to random surges in load. It must be fast and have low latency, and it must be reliable and have high availability. And most of all, it must be efficient from a resource and cost perspective. Imagine the system like a dam. Our data is the water and rivers filling the dam, unpredictable but always there from many sources. Our ingest pipeline is the dam itself, keeping all the data from overwhelming downstream resources like the processors. If the processors stop, then the data isn't lost. If we get too much data, then we can spin up more processors to keep the data from overflowing or to keep up with demand. MongoDB version 4.2 introduced a key feature to us, conditional updates. Before this was available, our average latency measured in hours, not seconds, not to mention the large number of worker instances required to process and save this data. Initial testing showed promise, but I had to prove it before funding was approved, so a prototype was built to run in parallel with the old system. And like all good prototypes, they went straight into production. Most of our logic can be expressed as conditions, therefore allowing us to bypass needless reads from the worker before doing a write. The performance improvements are incredible, as we no longer have to retrieve our data from the database on every batch update and allows us to simplify our code. The result? Overall latency is now about 1.5 seconds, with an average of 50 milliseconds spent on database operations. Best part, is now we require only 20% of the original resources and are able to use low-tiered clusters, which means our running costs are reduced to about 1/3 of the original running cost. Our data is not overly user-friendly, even in this processed form. We need to get it to the right people in the proper format for them and in a timely manner too. Headquarters staff are the ones that try to keep us profitable and also safe. They take the vast amounts of telematics data, combine it with our platform's other data, and create reports that help them make all kinds of decisions. From CO2 emissions reports that help tackle environmental problems, faulty vehicles and maintenance, to tourism and demographic reports. These reports were previously either impossible or hard to generate due to requiring manual inputs or had unreliable data sources. Now these can be generated in a click of a button, with many of them being updated in real time as the data comes in, thanks to Realm triggers and functions. Branch staff are in charge of BAU operations and also keeping all customers safe while on the road or generally on the rental. They are the main point of contact for any issues, and usually they need to be able to communicate and locate the drivers in case of emergencies or natural disasters. Having a platform that can do that in a simple and quick manner is of utmost importance. Other benefits are automated stock takes and maintenance planning based on vehicles usage. Sometimes they will know even before you do if there's a vehicle issue and can plan accordingly. And here comes the fun one, the customers. If there is a way to end up in trouble or break something, they will surely find it. So we make it our mission to make their trip as safe and enjoyable as possible. Our vehicles have an Android-based head unit or tablet running our software and also custom telematics hardware. This allows us to not provide only just GPS and maps, but also information about the vehicle, Wi-Fi hotspotting, how-to articles, videos, a curated list of campervan-specific points of interest, FAQs, and most importantly, a means of communicating with the customer via messaging alerts. The last part is very important as it's one of the main ways our rules engines work. A custom MDM keeps all our software and data up to date. Included is also a rules engine that can run offline or online, taking most of its data directly from the telematics unit or its own sensors in most cases. Wherever you may be, you will still benefit from the safety features included, like harsh driving alerts, driver safety alerts, geofencing for natural disasters, low bridges and tunnels, prohibited roads, vehicle malfunctions, to name but a few. These features have over the years resulted in a huge reduction in incidents and losses, which both keeps the customers safe and reduces costs for us by reducing off-fleet time. Powering them is MongoDB Realm with sync and Realm functions and triggers, which made integration and development a mostly painless and quick and enjoyable experience. Having all this in vehicle allows us to have rapid response in case of issues, provide on-point driver training, and help prevent incidents. A pure cloud-only solution would not be able to do this due to the vast remoteness in some parts of Australia and New Zealand, where the only coverage will be dust or cloud cover. Combine this with other technologies such as HTTP2, SignalR, MongoDB charts, etc., and we can create some highly interactive and responsive user interfaces. We are still growing, and with that we learn, improve, and innovate. Don't be scared to try new things. The right tool for the job might just be around the corner waiting to be discovered. I hope you enjoyed this data journey and are as excited as this cute little guy discovering a camera. If there are any questions, technical or otherwise, I'm happy to answer them. Thank you.